Self-confidence is a skill. When you lose sight or believe in yourself, that's when everything starts to crumble. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about self-confidence and share 5 things that help me become more confident. Sometimes I lack confidence and I come back to those 5 things and I remind myself that okay, I can do this, I can do that to become more confident. I like the definition of self-confidence that Dr. Ivan Joseph shared in his TED Talk about the skill of self-confidence.
I use the definition of self-confidence to be the ability or the belief to believe in yourself to accomplish any task, no matter the odds, no matter the difficulty, no matter the adversity.
I personally love when people refer to self-confidence as a skill because I personally think that it can be trained and we can become more self-confident if we want to. But I've also heard people refer to self-confidence as a feeling. And so now I'm very interested to hear your opinion. Do you think self-confidence is more of a feeling or it is a skill that can be trained and learned? When people refer to confidence as a feeling, they say that being self-confident is all about your emotional state or your state of mind. It's this perception that you lack nothing, that all you want in your life, it's all happening. Even if something is not happening the way you want it to, you know how to change it. And this gives you this feeling or this perception of, oh, I'm a confident person. You basically feel like you're equipped with everything you need for both right now and for the future. Personally, I like to refer to self-confidence as a skill because, to be honest, in the past, I struggled with self-confidence so much because when I was in high school, I was bullied for being a nerd. I think I've shared that in the past on social media, but I always liked to study, and because of that, I couldn't really find friends because most people in my class didn't really like to study and they liked to bully other people who liked to do so. So because of that, I really lacked confidence because I thought that there was something wrong with me. I thought that I needed to change. Now I know that no, everything was okay with me. I'm okay. Everything is great. So I think the first thing that really helped me is being persistent. Because to be honest, guys, there's no magic pill or magic button that you could press and, become confident in like 2 seconds. For me, what really helped me is this kind of repetition, always reminding myself that everything's okay with me. If I like this thing and they don't like this thing, it's totally fine. I just need to find like-minded people. So basically, it's this process of repetition, repetition, repetition. You do something, you make mistakes, you learn from your mistakes, and you do it all over again. Practice makes perfect is a nice saying. However, I prefer to say practice makes progress, because when it comes to self-confidence, the more you practice it, the more persistent you are, the more progress you make. When I talk about self-improvement, I don't like saying that, oh, I would like to become perfect. Of course not. I would just like to make progress. But the problem with repetition is that many people bail after the first bit of failure or after not receiving good quality feedback. You have to practice and don't accept failure if your goal is to become more self-confident. If you fail once, you fail twice, and then you stop, well, it's going to be very, very hard for you to become more and more self-confident. If something doesn't work, just try it again and again. Repetition is important. You have to be persistent, but you also have to be able to kind of look back and analyze the situation, because again, if you don't change anything, when you're trying to do one thing and then your strategy is not working, if you're still continuing with the same strategy that is not working, you're not gonna go very far. And here I want to share my YouTube journey, because on this channel I've struggled quite a lot. I started this YouTube channel I think 2 years ago because originally I wanted to film vlogs, but then I realized that when you film vlogs, it's extremely hard to grow on YouTube. Hard to grow, hard to make money, and I was just spending my time and not getting anything in return. I would make like $50 a month for publishing 4 videos or 6 videos every single month. And I was like, okay, something needs to change, but I didn't know what to do. Like, I was consistent, I was publishing interesting vlogs, but my strategy was not working. I think if I just continued making the same videos, I wouldn't have grown much. But right now, I've changed my strategy and I'm making videos that are more searchable, and more people are finding me here on YouTube every single day. The second thing that helped me become more confident is using the right self-talk. We all have this self-criticizing tape that plays in our heads, and I am definitely one of those people. But guys, think about that. One day you will have to realize that there are already enough people out there who don't believe in you, who criticize you. Why do you want to criticize yourself? You should be the biggest cheerleader for yourself. Obviously, I'm not talking about bragging. I'm not saying, oh guys, go out there and tell everyone how great you are. I'm talking about those quiet moments when you're by yourself, you're doing something or working on something, and like, what are the things you're thinking about? So many people find themselves in this negative self-talk loop and they don't know how to break free from it. What helps is finding strong affirmations, and you don't need to go online to do that. Sometimes what I do is I open my journal and I just write things that I have accomplished or things that I am proud of to remind myself that, oh, I did this, I did that, I should be proud of those things, and this makes me more confident. Also, one cool thing that I recently started doing is saving affirmations as my screensaver. Something that I'm struggling in the moment, I find a quote online, or maybe I create my own quote, like something that I want to look at and read and remind myself that okay, this is what I should be thinking about. For example, recently I've been struggling with patience. Honestly, not just recently. I've been struggling with patience for a very long time now. And I have just created this new screensaver for myself. It says, I will be patient with myself. And yeah, every time I grab my phone, I look at my screensaver and I see, I will be patient with myself. Maybe some of you might think it doesn't really work, but you have to try. Just give it a try. Believe me, it will work. When you grab your phone, and we all use our phones so much, and the first thing you see is, I will be patient with myself. It helps me be patient with the world, and also it helps me be more patient with myself, like allowing myself to maybe, sometimes feel a little bit impatient because I am patient with myself and with this journey of becoming a more patient person in the end. One of my favorite actors is for sure Will Smith. A few months ago, I read his memoir, and this guy is just so incredibly intelligent. And one day I was watching his interview, and there he said this amazing thing. You're not trying to build a wall. Like, you're not trying to build a perfect wall. You have to focus on each individual brick.
You don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid.
For example, when it comes to language learning, I'm not trying to speak perfect Spanish, like immediately on the first day. That's not my goal. My goal is, oh, I just learned a new word. Let me try to say it well. Let me try to memorize it. Let me try to use it in a sentence and feel confident about it. Or, oh, I've just learned this new grammar structure. Let me be sure that I know how to use it. And I will be confident enough to use this grammar structure in my conversations with native speakers. Number 3, I will be okay. When I was preparing for this video, I have watched a lot of videos on YouTube where people talk about how to become more confident, you have to correct your posture. Just sit straight and you will be more confident. Okay, maybe, but I don't think it always works. Of course, having the right posture or having good communication skills is important. And if you do have the right posture, if you improve your communication skills, you can become a more confident person. However, it's usually not the most important thing. In reality, sometimes all I need is just realizing that I will be okay. I'm going through something difficult right now. I'm going through hell, but I should just keep on going because I will be okay. It's something that helped me a lot when I moved here to Mexico from my home country, Russia, because it was very tough. There were a lot of things that I had to deal with. There were a lot of situations where I was crying, I was tired, I didn't know what to do. But at the end of the day, what helped me and what gave me this confidence is constantly reminding myself that I will be okay. Number 4. Leverage your unfair advantages. In simple terms, an unfair advantage refers to a special or unique advantage that only you possess. And this gives you an edge over other people in the particular situation. It's called unfair because life is unfair. We're all dealt different cards when we are born and there is nothing we can do. However, what we can do is leverage our unfair advantages to help us. For example, my unfair advantage is that I can speak 4 foreign languages. I can speak Russian, English, Spanish, and Chinese. Obviously not fluently, not all of these languages super fluently. However, I know how to study languages effectively. So obviously I used this unfair advantage when I moved to Mexico, because before moving to Mexico, I never studied Spanish. And once I moved here, I was like, okay, I need to start learning Spanish. I need to learn this and that. And the strategy I created for myself really helped me. When it comes to making videos for YouTube, my unfair advantage could be my experience. I've been making YouTube videos for the last 3 years now. And obviously right now I have more experience than the person who is just starting out. So I used this unfair advantage when I wanted to pivot, when I wanted to change the content I was posting on this YouTube channel, for example. So when you're struggling, think about your unfair advantages. Think about your unique abilities, the things that you can do well, and the things you can leverage to help yourself. One of the biggest and most famous unfair advantages is wealth and resources. If you have enough money, a lot of connections, or a good level of education, all of those things could be your unfair advantages. You might have a very supportive family. It is your unfair advantage because some people don't have families at all, or maybe they do and their families are just not supportive. Or maybe you started early, so an early start is an unfair advantage too. So guys, every single person has a list of unfair advantages. It's how you use them that's important, and it's something that can give you more confidence. And since we started talking about unfair advantages, I think it's important to talk about limiting beliefs. So number 5 is you have to realize that your limiting beliefs are just that. Limiting beliefs are false beliefs that prevent us from pursuing our goals and desires. Mark Manson divides limiting beliefs in 3 categories. Limiting beliefs about yourself, limiting beliefs about the world, and limiting beliefs about life. For a very long time, my limiting belief was, I can't grow on YouTube. Why am I gonna try creating a YouTube channel if I know I'm not gonna be successful? That was my limiting belief. I thought that, I don't have all of this fancy camera equipment. English is not even my native language, so who's gonna listen to me? And plus, I know nothing about video production. But one day I sat down and realized that it was just my limiting beliefs. Those thoughts didn't make me a more confident person. They didn't allow me to chase my dreams. So one thing that really helped me overcome my limiting beliefs is finding people online who have overcome similar things as I wanted to overcome. I found a few YouTubers or a few influencers on Instagram, and I actually created like a photo collage out of them, and I saved them as my screensaver. Guys, I love doing that because I was constantly reminded of those people. They were like examples for me. I was looking at their photos and I was saying to myself, Veronika, you can do the same thing. We're all the same. They have their own unfair advantages. You have your own. They had their own struggles. You're gonna have your own struggles. If those people did it, you can do it too. The most important thing about overcoming limiting beliefs is that you have to create alternative. Yeah, see guys, this word is hard for me to pronounce. I'm not a native English speaker. So you have to create alternative beliefs for yourself. And it's a lot easier to do if you have the right examples in front of yourself. And obviously, once you have the right examples examples in front of you, once you actually start doing something, you understand that, okay, maybe I can improve here, or I can improve here. Maybe I did this wrong, I did that wrong. So coming back to the very first thing I talked about in this video, repetition is key. Repetition, being persistent, and learning from your mistakes. Okay, I can go to my family and ask for support, or, you know, if I need someone to cheer me up. But obviously, if I need like good quality YouTube advice, they're not gonna help me here. I have to find other people more knowledgeable about YouTube who could help me here. So I think it's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope now you're feeling more confident. You know what to do to overcome your limiting beliefs, to be more persistent, and just believe in yourself that you can do it. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video.